Welcome to this Christmas edition of the Norwich Cathedral History Podcasts. Cathedral guide Caryl Wright introduces us to Martin Schwarz's painting of the Adoration of the Magi hanging in the Jesus Chapel. We hope you will visit the cathedral and see this painting for yourself. Our opening times are given on the cathedral website.
The Jesus Chapel at the north-eastern end of the cathedral is one of the oldest remaining parts of the building, together with its equivalent, St. Luke's, in the south-eastern corner. It is significant in that it is believed to have been used by Herbert de Lossinger, the cathedral founder and first bishop, for private prayer. In fact, the mensa, the stone top to the altar, which was found buried in the floor in 1871, may have been in the chapel from the late 1090s when building started. Standing in front of the altar, one's eye is drawn to the painting of the Adoration of the Magi. It is painted on wood and is believed to be the central panel of a 16th century triptych, an altarpiece with painted wings. The painting shows the Virgin and Child and the three wise men with their gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh. It is attributed to Martin Schwarz, a German painter who lived in Rothenburg and worked between 1480 and 1522. It was donated to the cathedral by Stephen Dykes Bauer, who also donated the seating in the chapel and many other items. Until his death, all his donations remained anonymous. The wise men visiting Jesus after his birth, bearing gifts, is an essential part of the Christmas story, but St. Matthew's Gospel is the only one to mention them. Matthew reports that they came from the east to worship the King of the Jews. The Gospel doesn't mention how many there were, but as they brought 3 gifts, it has been assumed that there were 3. The word Magi means wise men, but Isaiah referred to kings bearing gold and frankincense and myrrh, and so they are often called kings. In many paintings, as in nativity plays, the Magi are shown visiting Jesus soon after his birth and still in the stable. Matthew didn't specify when the wise men came, just that they visited Jesus and his mother. And indeed the Christian Church celebrates the wise men visiting the infant Jesus at Epiphany on the 6th of January. Some writers think it may actually have been months or years after his birth that they came. Although the frame is dated 1480, this panel was probably painted around 1517, at the height of the Northern European Renaissance. Traditionally, paintings of this subject in Italian art feature angels with gold leaf halos. This is much more realistic and contrasts the richness of the visiting wise men with the much plainer, ordinary people looking on. However, the background of distant columns, broken archways and trees with a darker sky harks back to the Italianate style and shows how Christianity is replacing the ruins of the pagan classical world. At the centre of the painting is the Virgin and Child, almost in a pool of light. The eye is drawn to them from both sides. The man in red, immediately behind the Virgin, is watching adoringly, and the woman beside him almost pointing, so the viewer's eye rests on the infant Jesus. On the left, St. Joseph also points towards the mother and child. Like Joseph, Mary is dressed in very dark navy blue and white, not the usual bright blue, and this makes her stand out from the rich variety of colours around her, and also pulls the eye towards the infant Jesus, depicted, as so often in this period, as a miniature adult rather than a baby. He is the centre of the work, the manifestation of Christ to the Gentiles, as the prayer book describes Epiphany. Despite the crush of people around them, the central scene is very intimate and calm. In Europe, from the 15th century, the Magi are often depicted as representing the three known parts of the world. Balthazar is commonly cast as a young African or Moor, and old Caspar is given oriental features and dress. Melchior represents Europe and Middle Age. In this painting, Balthazar is on the left, dressed in sumptuous gold and cream. It is unclear whether it is Caspar or Melchior standing on the right, and the third is kneeling in front of the Virgin and Child, holding open his gift, offering it to the baby Jesus. If he is offering myrrh, this is symbolic of the child's future suffering and death. If it is gold, the precious metal is traditionally linked with deity and kingship, and if it is frankincense, the perfume symbolizes adoration and worship. The wise men's clothes are sumptuous and detailed, fur, silk, draped and folded, with silver buttons and buckles, and the gifts are contained in spectacular pieces of gold and silverware. Schwarz may well have based the characters on rich 16th century traders and noblemen who commissioned the painting. On either side of the painting are two modern wooden panels suggesting the two wings of the triptych. They carry two texts from the Epiphany service. On the left from Isaiah, "They will all come from the east," and on the right from Psalm 66, "Let all the earth adore thee."